Starting at the top of your mat, hands in prayer. Inhale, bring your arms up and overhead, bend in the knees, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, hands on the mat, hop, step, or jump into chaturanga. Inhale, cobra, upward facing dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, step the right leg forward in between the hands. Place the left foot ready for warrior one. Inhale, arms up, warrior one. Exhale, hands down. Step the right leg back into downward facing dog. We'll be in downward facing dog for a few breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, step the left leg forward in between the hands. Place the right foot into warrior one feet. Arms up and overhead, warrior one. Exhale, hands on either side of the foot. Step that left foot back, downward facing dog. Gaze forward, step, hop, or jump to the front of the mat. Fold as you exhale. Inhale, flat back, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale as you come up into chair. Exhale, hands to heart center. Now I'm going to go over a few things that you can work on in Sun Salutation B, or Surya Namaskar B. I recommend having a few blocks nearby or books. So coming into a staff pose with your legs out long, moving the fleshy bit of your bottom out of the way, seat bones on the mat. Now, if you feel like you're slouching or you're unable to stay up, grab a block, place it underneath your bottom, seat bones on the block. See if that helps with the posture, engaging the core, strong in the legs. So we're working towards chaturanga here. Now I'm going to show you some exercises. All right, so you can move the block out of the way and you can bring your hands alongside, sitting up straight, engaging the core. We're going to lift up our right leg and put it over an imaginary block. Bringing it back to the center, same with the left leg, up, over, down, up, over, down. You can use a block or just keep going where you're at. Again, breathe in, leg up, over, down. Exhale, leg up, over, down. Inhale, left leg up, over, down. Exhale, left leg up, over, back down. Maybe you want to increase the height of the block. Up, over, and down. Up, over, down. Other leg, up, over, down. Up, over, and down. Further increasing the height of the block. Strengthening the core. Inhale, right leg up, over, down. Exhale, up, over, down. Inhale, left leg up, over, down. Exhale, up, over, down. Now, moving the blocks away, that was, again, to work on chaturanga plank, engaging the core. Talking about where to place your arms. So I'm going to come up onto my knees and show you. So you want to bring your elbows in towards your rib cage. 90-degree bend, that's plank. And as I go down to chaturanga, my body comes forward. Plank, chaturanga. Plank, chaturanga. Notice my body comes forward, my arms stay at a 90-degree angle, and my shoulders work towards keeping my body up. Onto your stomach, placing your arms where they would be in chaturanga, tucking your toes. We're going to lift up 1 inch off the mat. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Resting with the right cheek on the mat. Let's do it again. Tuck the toes. Inhale, push up. Hold it. Exhale, down. Left cheek rests. And again, inhale up. Hold it. Exhale, lower. Now let's try this on our knees. So you can have your feet crossed or down on the mat, yogi's choice. Exhale as you come down, modified chaturanga. Inhale, push up to plank. Exhale, modified chaturanga. Inhale, up to plank. All right, pushing back. Let's talk about how to stretch out that area. So bringing your arms up and overhead, elbows together. Maybe you clasp your hands and point up, or maybe bring your elbows down with your knees wide, child's pose, hands behind your head in prayer. Now let's do some chaturanga push-ups. So exhale, chaturanga, back up to plank. Now lift your right leg up. Exhale, chaturanga. As you push up to plank, lift that right leg up. Swap, left leg, chaturanga, push up to plank with the left leg lifted. Swap, chaturanga, up to plank, lift the right leg. Swap, chaturanga, up to plank, lift the left leg. And coming out into hands and knees. We're going to start working on the push back. So you always want to jump back into chaturanga versus plank to protect your shoulders. So a few exercises here. I recommend using blocks, folding forward, placing your hands on the blocks, weight into your hand, and practice jumping up and making your hips fly high up into the air. Maybe a few small bounces at first. Really just working on getting the hips high into the air and eventually kicking back. Another great exercise to do is coming into a lunge, left leg back, right leg forward. Swap legs in the air, coming into a pike. Swap through pike, swap through pike. Swap through pike. These exercises can get you closer to jumping up and then pushing back into chaturanga. After all that, let's push back into child's pose. Take a small break. Next, we're going to work on warrior one. So with warrior one, I'd like to talk about where to place your feet. You want to have your feet on separate railroad tracks or separate skis. So think about where your hip bones are. I have my right leg forward, left leg back. Adjust your feet as I'm doing here. For me, that was a good stance. Here, that's too narrow. Here, that's a little wide for my body. Back to hip width distance apart. So bringing your right leg forward, left leg back, left foot is at a 45. Square your hips to the front of the mat. Right thigh is parallel-ish to the mat. Maybe bend the left leg. Tuck your pelvis, engage your core, stability in the legs. Let's talk about the arms and the back. You don't want to just fling back. You want to come back with control. So I'll show you a few exercises you can do with the block. This is what we'll ultimately do. Elbows together. Coming out of warrior one and coming into a stand, we'll do some work. With a block in your hand, bring the block up so your arms are at a 90-degree angle, elbows are in. Forward and up. Inhale. Forward and up. Now we'll bring it up above our head. forward, up, and back, forward, up, and back. Maybe it doesn't go all the way back, but eventually, if you work on it, you'll make it so that your bicep is perpendicular with the mat. Forward, out, and up. Arms back, block overhead. Arms forward. Arms back, overhead. Now maybe the block goes behind your head. Elbows together as you press back, open up the chest. Showing you this from different angles, you want to bring your elbows together. Like I'm doing a bad example here. So elbows together and then press back. And that's a great way to open the chest and work towards a deeper Warrior One with your arms and chest. Moving on towards chair. So same with before, you want to make sure your feet are hip width apart. If not, they can be a little bit closer, but wide is going to be a challenge. So hip width apart or closer is fine. You're going to come into a nice seat. So make sure your knees are tracking with your ankles. You don't want them to be splayed out or in. Showing you bringing my weight forward and back. Now, talking about your pelvis tilted back or forward. You don't want it too far back, so tuck the pelvis, engage the core, strong in the thighs. Your arms can be at prayer, overhead, in front of you, but try not to banana back like I'm showing here. Arms straight out, core engaged. And that's Sun Salutation B.